Let's see when I go live here. I believe we should be live. Let's see if this is loading up. Do. Hello. How are we going? I think we are. But anyways, welcome back to BibleCraft. Tonight we are finishing up our conversation talking about camping ministry. And joining me tonight, we are alive. Awesome. So if you're in the chat, say howdy, leave a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And now I think we were trying to make sure that Landon got on. Hello, Mark. All right, I'm going to go back to Discord and unmute. So let's see here. Well.
It's church.
No.
Okay, so it's
He's advancing too quickly.
it's church,
Too
but the
powerful
U
for
and the
this.
R are switched. So
Okay.
it's C.
All right, how's it going, Isaac Dean? I just muted up for another minute. So what BibleCraft is, for anyone who this is their first time, is we have an SMP going here with some of my buddies. Right now we've got Mark, who's a guest star, and then we've got Ben around here somewhere. He's probably up. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna go sleep. So the normal, Isaac Dean, let me know how you found us. I'm always interested in hearing that. So what BibleCraft is we just hang out, we play Minecraft, we talk theology or ministry stuff. A lot of us are pastors or have some connection to ministry. So last week we had a great discussion beginning with talking about, camping ministry, the pros, the cons, how to do it well, how we've seen it not done well. We're all very invested in camping ministry. And so because that was a topic that we wanted to talk about. And tonight, I know our usual host lineup is myself, Ben, Nolan, and Joe. But I'm not sure if Joe was feeling a little sick tonight, so I'm not sure if he was going to get on. And Nolan had a church thing, so he'll be a little late. But when we were talking about camping ministry, we thought about, why don't we see if two of our buddies who also have backgrounds in camping ministry would be interested in joining. So that's what's going on as tonight, as we have our buddies Mark and Landon, who we all went to Bible college with, and they both also are big fans of camping ministry. And so we decided to bring them on for tonight to just, talk shop, figure out why they love camp ministry as much as we do, and just kind of see where the conversation goes. Tonight, also kind of one of the goals is we're going to work on getting ready to beat the Ender Dragon, maybe even beating the Ender Dragon tonight, as we're planning on finishing up this world, I think, at the end of this month. So that way, first week of June, we could start BibleCraft Season 2. Which I believe will be modded if we can figure it all out. Nolan, can you guys shut off? That band is playing. Nolan, go back to your youth group kid thing. But Isaac Dean, you were in my recommended the other day, and I was really excited to find a Christian streamer, so I wanted to see you guys live. That's awesome. Here, while I'm thinking about it, let me send the invite to our Discord. We do have a community Discord where I post whenever I'm going live and what our stream schedule's kind of looking like. But no, that's awesome to hear. There we go. So there's that. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and hop in there, you can also ask us other questions, etc., etc. Oh, Ben left and Ben joined. But yeah, so with that, go ahead and send any ideas for topics or any other suggestions for things to do in there. But with that, I'm going to go back to Discord and unmute. So.
Oh, and then
all right,
just like
I am back.
You want the wedding, Jacob.
Wow.
Louder.
Landon. All right, where are you guys at right now?
We are both by Landon's house.
I'm somewhere.
By Landon's house.
I'm just reading the chat. Use Landon's engagement photo and replace Lauren with you. Oh my gosh.
We were yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Landon is recently engaged, so we were making jokes about things to do with the engagement photos in our group chat earlier.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
Was
That's
this when
wild.
Or when Nolan said to swap Lauren's face with you wearing the Krispy Kreme hat?
Yes, which I think was a great idea.
That Krispy Kreme hat is crazy.
I love that photo. I cut out the background for that photo and use that image in a lot of my Fortnite thumbnails just because I think it's so funny. It's beautiful. How's the transmission looking? Did you guys look at it at all, or is it just getting towed?
I got it back to Emmaus, which is good, but
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know what we're looking like right now. It's not looking good, if I'm being honest.
Hey, the training can be a bad one.
Yeah.
It's either that or it's the Catalan converter. So
Ooh.
Oh, that's a little less big of a deal, but it's
Mhm.
expensive still.
yeah, so it's not gonna be.
Just take the cat converter off, run it straight piped. It'll be fine.
Perfect.
It'll be fine.
Hang on, what state are you from? No, this isn't mine. Okay.
We
You're
are all.
Nebraska. Does Nebraska have emissions?
Well, it's gonna be. My parents live in Wisconsin now.
Does Wisconsin have emissions testing for cars?
I don't know.
If not, you should be fine.
Mm.
Yeah,
don't
they're
know.
just gonna take it to a mechanic that they know, and it'll be like a $50 diagnostic test, and
Okay,
then we'll get a
that's-
better idea of what it is.
That's not the fun way to do it, but that's the smart way to do it.
Yeah, because I called and made an appointment with Ford, and they were gonna charge us like almost like $200 for a
gosh.
diagnostic test. I was like,
Oh,
that's just like
Crap, I
highway
just killed a
robbery.
wolf. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's too
so-
much. So I was just trying to replace part of the floor on my ship, and I dug from underneath it, and a wolf fell out and hit the ground and died.
Gosh.
Went
Yikes.
splat.
How long did this take you guys to make?
Um,
Was it already
long.
made?
which part of it?
All
We've
of it.
we've built everything in this area over the last few weeks here.
No shot. Really?
Yeah. Oh, I already put that on there. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a new shoot. Yeah. So for the tour, so this little, where are you guys at? There you are. Hello,
Well,
Landon.
I'm in the forest.
Okay,
Oh,
Mark's
yeah.
already seen a lot of it because
How do
he
I
hangs
crouch?
out.
How do I teabag?
Landon, you use shift.
Shift.
So wherever your like pinky shift is.
Rapidly.
Where are you
Like,
guys?
very
What's house
rapidly
you
I
at?
back
don't
and
think I'm
forth.
doing it.
What's that?
I don't think I'm doing
Where
it.
are
right
you?
No,
teabag.
you're not. Unless Kellen might have it set to control.
Hey, what does Kellen have to do with it?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
on Kellen's
He's on
computer?
Kellen's
on
account. That's why it's
computer.
Crutch.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Like when you first said that, I was like, wait, that sounds like something Kellen would do.
I like how he misnamed his account, not church. But yeah, so this area
Yeah.
here is Nolan's. That there is the mob spawner that Nolan made that looks horribly ugly.
Absolutely ugly. It is the
Why
worst
does it
thing
look
that has
like
been built
an
in
elephant with like super skinny legs?
That's a
It's
good question.
bad.
That's a good question.
Where is
That-
Nolan at? Is he getting on tonight?
he should be. He'll be late.
Interesting.
This right here is Ben's spaceship that he built.
Nice.
That
Normally
there,
I build towers. So I
yeah,
wanted to
normally he
branch
builds
out.
castles or tree houses. This
Oh,
here
yeah.
used to just be a big hole in the ground, and then I spent way too long filling it in with water. That was really obnoxious.
That's
You
wild.
spent like 2 streams doing
Yeah,
that.
that over there is our nether portal.
That's like 5 hours.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Pardon my Rain Man moment there.
That's all right.
5 hours.
5 hours. This is my horse stable. At some point, I found a zombie horse or skeleton horse and captured that.
I don't know where you found that. Or how you
I
did
genuinely
that.
don't know. I just saw a bunch of skeletons riding zombie horses or skeleton horses. This here is my little house area with the double doors.
Yeah,
I have some signs that Joe left me.
this way. Up here. Oh.
Aww.
Oh.
And then this is an area that I built, but I don't really know what to do with yet. Just 2 little overhang spots. But it's not all that interesting because they're both basically just built, but it's a cool view of the area from up here. And then if you run across the land bridge here, then we get over to Joe's home, which is chilling right here. He's been really busy with a lot of other stuff, so he hasn't been on as much recently. And yeah, I don't know if he's hopping on or not because he was feeling pretty sick.
He has more of a life than us.
That as well. He helps ref and like what is not shout, but he
Call of Duty?
yeah, shoutcast in a Call of Duty league, and so he's got like another nighttime gaming thing that he does that occupies a lot of his time. But yeah, so goal for tonight is I was already kind of talking to the chat when I was muted. Oh,
Oh wait, are we live now?
we are live now. That's why I muted up for a minute. So the goal for tonight is Ben and I will probably start working on getting to the end, because our goal is to end this season at the end of this month, and then start season 2 of BibleCraft first week of June sometime.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me, Frodo.
Actually, I thought you were unarmored for a minute because I don't recognize
Okay,
netherite.
real talk though, where you guys at? Because
I am.
may or may not have fallen and could not get up.
He's fallen and he can't get up. Oh,
Oh, you lived.
the
You're
cows.
back at the main area. Where are you at, Landon?
By the cows.
the cow.
Oh, you stuck in
your
the cow
house.
pen? Okay, I see you. I see you.
I'm
Yeah,
at.
the cow pen's a bit of a problem, actually.
Yeah,
You
especially
want
with
me
the
to kill cows?
no, please.
The amount of creeper holes Nolan has put
Give
in
me a
there.
sword and I'll do it.
Landon, if you want to get some gear, here, I'll just make you up some gear real quick. Actually, let's go to Nolan's house.
Wait, who just
'cause
killed me?
he's not-
I killed you?
Wow, Ben. He's got no armor.
That's true.
I
I
had
forgot
nothing.
those
And
actually.
you just stole all the steak that I had.
Nah, it's still on the ground.
I don't even know where I died at, to be honest
I'm
with
taking
you.
the
Sorry.
steak. Never mind.
Where did you
No.
respawn at?
Wow.
I don't actually know where the spawn point is for this world.
Well, it should be. Ow. It should be here in the middle.
It's by the mob spawner.
I was gonna say I had it.
okay.
Oh, is it over there? To say I'd reset it to our general
Okay.
area.
Here, let's run over here by Nolan's house, and I'm going to steal some of his iron since he has like 20 stacks.
Give me full diamond armor. I want nothing less.
Okay, you get diamond armor because Nolan has 2 diamond block stacks.
Yay!
Yeah,
Give me netherite armor. Nothing less.
Nope.
Should have named a higher price.
Netherite is still difficult
I
to
was-
find, even for
I
us.
was I was
It's like the story.
I was having a hard
in-
time thinking of the name.
That's all right.
It's like the story of the one guy in the Bible who was supposed to smash the ground with arrows 3 times, but he only did it 3 times, and the prophet was yelling at him for not asking for more, basically.
Hmm.
Oh. Why do you keep killing me?
Ben. Knock
No
it
one's
off.
not here, so someone's got to take the place of the server menace.
Hmm.
Here, I brought his steak back. Oh, you had stuff on the ground for him. Here, I'll add the steak
All
to
right,
the
I'll go
pile.
and give him all
died.
this stuff. All right,
I can't bully Mark. He's already got diamonds.
here. Gear.
I have
Right
have
here.
diamond pants.
Yay!
Oh, and steak.
Ow!
Ben! Go
Hey.
away!
Stop! You're hurting
Ben,
me.
knock it off. Okay.
Okay, I'm done being a gremlin
Okay,
to Landon.
okay. I just
And I'll put these diamonds back. Don't tell Nolan I stole.
You'll never know. He has 2
Wait,
stacks
can
of
I
diamond
get
blocks.
full diamond armor?
no.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just come steal some from Nolan's chest.
I'm-
But basically,
I'm
goal for
lost in a
tonight.
cave system.
Oh, well. Sucks to suck. Ben and I are going to work on finding our way to the nether or to the end portal.
What do you want me to do?
You guys can either just follow along, or you guys can build houses, and then once we find it, we can come back and judge your houses.
Oh,
I'll just come with you guys. That's a
Okay.
little more fun.
Um,
I'm gonna
let's see.
re-gear myself for an adventure.
But yeah, so last week we started our conversation talking about camp ministry and just kind of like some of the pros and cons and just kind of general discussion about the whole topic. And so tonight we just kind of decided that we'll go for it round 2, keep it going because I feel like, and again, of course, now Joe and Nolan are not here. But while we were talking, we just all realized that there was like a lot more ground to cover than what we had talked about last week. And then we decided that
Big topic, and it's
since
a topic that we all have a lot of experience with.
yes, and then we figured since we have so many friends who are also very invested in camp ministry, such, we decided to see if they wanted to join. So that's why Mark and Landon are here tonight. Isaac Dean. So Isaac Dean was in the chat, so I was talking to him a little bit while I was muted, and he said, "I worked at a summer camp for 3 years and it helped my walk with the Lord so much." Yeah, I was gonna say we love camp. I was actually just at camp this weekend with my youth group serving.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It went really well. I think they all enjoyed it and got them all excited to go back this summer
Nothing
without
burned down?
having to feed a bunch of people, and nothing burnt down, which is always a win when you're at camp.
nice.
Yeah, for real.
But
No, you know.
if you know, you know. And no one was throwing rolls. But anyways,
Hey, I make work fun.
that's true. I'm gonna sleep the night off. But before we start wandering off to go find this, I guess the first thing is you guys can tell us kind of your camp backgrounds because that's what we started with last week. So Mark, kind of what's your background with growing up with camp and stuff?
So since I was a kid, my parents have always worked in camp ministry, either if it was just going to one camp for the summer to moving all the way across the country when I was 7 to my parents becoming the full-time directors of the camp.
Nice.
So camp has been my life nonstop since I was 7 years old up until I moved out.
Nice. And I don't know what camp was that, if you don't mind sharing.
Shiloh Bible Camp
Shiloh
in
Bible.
Washington State.
Running for your life,
Nice.
it's Shia LaBeouf.
And then now you're over there and you spend some of your time still helping out there a little bit on and off, right? Or is it a different
Yeah,
camp?
I got to direct a weekend retreat in February, and then whenever I have time, I help out, but
Nice.
not full time like it used to be.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Ben and Landon, come over. I'm standing on the horse stable ready to go find this thing.
Okay, I was killing some cows.
And then,
Yeah.
Mark, did you want to follow us or did you want to build a house?
Yeah, I'll follow. I
Okay.
finally got out of the cave.
We're
If I
going on an adventure.
Going
If
on
I can
an
get out of this
adventure.
cow pen, I will join.
There is a gate down here.
Whatever other thoughts I have about the Hobbit movies, Martin Freeman was the perfect casting for Bilbo.
I would completely agree with that.
I'm out.
Okay.
Wait, let me
Landon
go
dying again,
steal
and
from
it's not my
Nolan real
fault.
quick.
Okay, go steal from Nolan. Yeah, so you worked at camp you grew up going to camp, working at camp, and now you still are slightly involved, which is awesome. Lena, what's kind of your camp background?
Yeah, so kind of similar to Mark, but I mean, I've gone to camp almost my entire life. That's just kind of where my dad ended up going for most of his life, and so I've been camper, been a counselor, and I am going to be doing staff. This will be my 4th summer on staff, and I'll be doing my internship this summer actually at camp. So
So are you youthman or campman? I can't remember.
youthman.
Youthman.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to do campman, and then I think that the internship was just a lot to consider when doing that track. So
Yeah.
I kind of decided against it.
Yeah. So Landon and I both started in campman at college, and then both swapped to youthman after
Yeah.
seeing what the internship was going to look like.
Yeah, I was like, don't get me
almost-
wrong, like I think it's a great internship, and I think like all told, like it's a really useful internship. It's just a huge sacrifice to
Yeah.
give up all that time to do that, you know.
Yeah.
I actually almost came in for camp ministry too,
Hmm.
but I didn't. And then I almost came in for youth ministry, and then I didn't.
Yep. And now you're
I decided
graduating with the Bible
Bible-
degree.
It was versatile.
Yeah.
And then I realized, not having an internship is kind of making it hard to find employment. Interesting.
Surprise, surprise. People
you're
like to
right,
hire
what are you
people with
doing?
experience.
Yeah.
Imagine
I've
that.
got experience, just not as relevant as I thought I had. But
Yeah.
that's a different topic.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, so while we're on it, so we're all, Landon, you're graduating next year, right?
Yeah, I'll be done in May.
Yeah. And Ben's graduating next weekend. Hype. Or no, this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I'll be there in a few days, actually.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I finish all the last of my school stuff tomorrow.
Nice. And then Mark, what was your, what did you do at Emmaus when you were there?
I went for the 1 year. I went to get smart. It didn't work, so I got married and left.
Legend.
Just kidding.
I like
College
it.
was
Legend.
great. I learned so much.
I like it.
I had a thought. What was my thought? Dang it. I had something clever and witty to say.
Nothing's happening here.
Are you just naming your sword?
No, I put a enchantment on
Oh,
it.
that's fine.
I put on my pickaxe
Yeah.
with just the ones I could find in your guys' chests.
Yeah. My dog is barking in the
No, I
background.
just got a 1 year
Hamilton.
certificate from Emmaus. I didn't do anything more than that.
Nice. And Lana, did you say what camp you worked at?
So I've been going to and working at Upper Peninsula Bible Camp. It's in the UP of Michigan.
Hmm.
So I've been
Nice.
there, for most of my life.
Solid.
Yeah. Ouch.
I'm flying on a horse.
And then,
It's like I'm playing
Landon, were you
again.
going back to camp this summer or no? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
so
said
I'm
because
actually-
you're doing your internship. Never mind, I'm
yeah,
done.
so it actually was really cool how it all worked out because originally camp didn't really have a position for me because it just wasn't gonna match because youthman is kind of like a very specific internship description,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of cool that like I called my camp director and was like, hey, like I'm trying to do an internship. Would I be able to do it here? And then he's like, actually we have like a new position that we're crafting together and it fits everything that you're describing that you're wanting to get out of it. So
Nice. So what's your position
Yeah.
over the summer then?
so my job title is I'll be a discipleship advisor.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so basically what that all includes is I'm basically an RA, but they split the role of the RA up into into two basically. And so RAs now are more of the kind of the administrative side of things. Like
Mhm.
they are in charge of like planning and doing all sorts of scheduling and stuff like that. And more of my role is that I'll be focused on obviously the discipleship side aspect of it. So I'll be putting together lessons and making sure that devotionals happen amongst the guys staff and just being very intentional in discipleship with the guys staff and making sure that actually happens throughout the
Yeah.
summer because I think it can
Making
be
sure
so
they're
easy.
not committing heresy during the devos.
Yeah.
I've had
But
to
also
correct
just
that
making
before.
sure that like it's so easy to get caught up in just like the day-to-day work and then you
Mhm.
just kind of you forget the whole premise of why you're there
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the
It's-
discipleship aspect of it and also just pouring into campers while you're serving them.
Mhm.
I think that can be a lost art in being a part of summer staff is that you can lose the premise of what you're really there for.
Yeah. Especially when you're
So-
just exhausted at the end of the work week and it's just
Mhm.
tiring.
Yeah. So no, I'm really excited for it. I think it'll be definitely very challenging because I took teaching Bible this semester. I think that's really going to help prepare me for, I'm going to have to be planning and crafting together Bible lessons, stuff like that, stuff I'm not really used to doing before, but
Mhm.
I'm kind of excited to do it. So
Nice.
Whoa, peasant, I'm off.
Ben's riding a horse through the woods, which never ends well.
yeah,
Wow.
I figured it wouldn't.
Nice. That's a cool position.
I'm not
Awesome.
gonna lie, I kind of lost where you guys went.
We just kept running the same exact straight direction.
Head straight south.
He's not on lunar, so he won't be able to see the compass.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at the sun. Reckon from the sky. It is setting in
Are
the
you guys
west.
by water?
It is setting in the west.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the sun should be to your right. Wait, I lost Jacob. Hang on.
I see you, Landon.
Where?
Behind you,
Okay.
behind you. I jumped into the trees.
Oh.
All right, we're going this way.
Okay.
I jumped into
Sorry,
the trees
continue on
to
the
try to get a high
conversation.
point. No, you're good. Oh, Mark
This is
did the
probably
same
gonna happen
thing.
quite a bit. I'm gonna be honest with
No,
you.
that's all right. Once we get across here, I'll throw another thing. Yeah, cool. So we kind of talked about it a little bit last week from our own perspectives. But what would you? We'll start with Mark. Mark, what would you say are some like the strengths of camping?
Strengths of camp.
Yeah,
I
like what are
think-
some of the things that helped
and
you
this
grow
is
the most through
something-
it?
Yeah, something that I think is like a really good advantage that camp has that you guys definitely talked about last week, but is the fact that camp separates people from their normal environment
Mhm.
and then it shakes up their whole world basically, right? So you're not, going to school, you're not around your normal group of friends, you're not, everything is different. I lost you guys. But it's like a much better environment, in my opinion. It's just helpful for growth and continuing your spiritual journey when in normal day-to-day life that might not be so easy.
Yeah. Sorry, I was closing my door because Hamilton just wouldn't stop barking. I see you guys in the trees over there. At least I did. Turn to your right a little bit.
This way.
Hi, Mark.
Ow.
Nolan just said in chat, they're singing "Never Gonna Give You Up." Oof.
Nice. I
Uh,
still have that randomly on most of my Spotify playlists, so that when I hit shuffle and just am listening, Landon, he's
never
over
know.
here.
Okay.
I never know, but it happens.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Fun.
That's amazing.
He said, actually pretty good. Nice. Nolan, don't look at your diamond count when you get back. Anyways. All right. Landon, what do you think are some of the strengths of camping?
Yeah, I'm sure that you guys touched on this last week. I kind of was in and out of listening to the stream, but I think that, like, obviously, like, camp is considered a parachurch ministry, and like what that means is like it comes alongside the local church and provides what the local church can't.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's like a huge strength of camping ministry, is that, like, again, kind of touching on what Mark said, is it, oh geez, I just fell.
I watched that.
Like it it provides what the local church can't, and I think it's obviously exposing kids, adults, youth to God's creation and being able to use that to draw people closer to Him, in a way that people don't ever experience before.
Just
So
suggest there are
I
things that
think
the
that it's
local
like a
church can't
unique
do.
way of doing things.
Yes, Ben, there are some things that the local church can't do as well as some organizations would specifically specialize in that ministry. Anyways.
It's not very brotherly of you.
Hey now.
So I
Well,
think
we
that's just kind of something that I feel
The
like
joke can stop here.
that camp ministry offers as a strength
Yeah.
in ministry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you both kind of hit it on the head, you know, getting out of your normal environment, being able to spend that time specifically in nature, focusing on Christ in a community where you're surrounded by not just believers, but believers who are actively serving. But I definitely think there is a difference between okay, it's going that way. You know, I'm not saying anything bad about the local church, because obviously I am very appreciative for the local church, because, you know, that's what my main ministry is youth ministry at a local church. But it is a very different vibe when you're at camp. You're around Christians who are giving. And when you're at a local church, oftentimes it's the 30-70 rule. 30% of people are doing 70% of the work. And so it's just naturally more of a Christian's taking sort of environment. Which isn't wrong, because, you know, it's a church, and they're there to be fed and to serve as well, but in general they're not there to serve, which is kind of an unfortunate just truth of that environment. Oh gosh, that just landed all the way up in the tree. I'll be right back. Watch the eye of Ender fell right in the tree. Okay.
Or is not the greatest.
Follow the cobblestone in the distance.
Yes, Ben, we are just kind of heading south. Ow.
Jacob is very difficult to follow when it comes to Minecraft navigation.
Yeah, half the time when we're playing Bed Wars, Nolan and Ben just die because of my bridges.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Speed bridge.
Speed bridge.
Speed bridge.
Wait, where did that?
Oh, no speed bridge here.
Did that just go down?
Yeah, Landon, you peasant
There's a
going
ravine
around the
right
divide.
here.
I'm going over.
Let me just double check that real quick.
You guys, you want to see something?
It's going down.
Yep, pretty
Oh, never
much.
mind. He moved.
Oh,
All right,
gotta go
we're
down.
above it. Yep.
Landon, you want to go down there? Here, let me give you a
Yeah.
push.
Here, I have another right pick, Mark. I'll pick. Or I'll go.
Oh,
don't do that.
Oh gosh, now I'm drowning.
Who's gonna drown us?
I am such a problem.
We know.
Oh, we know.
I'm in a weird mood tonight.
Oh boy.
We
That's
love
Wait,
Ben.
did they
Great
lock
moves.
this up? Guys, did you
Alright.
make this
You were
any more
drowning
difficult
us.
for us to follow?
All right, next question. And we'll go back to Mark. Mark, what do you think some of the weaknesses are of camp ministry?
Got bright all of a sudden.
A weakness of camp ministry, and again, I'm just gonna say something I know you guys said last week already, but it's the fact that camp is only limited to the 1 week or however amount of time you have the kid there.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that, they go back home to whatever kind of environment. Maybe it's a much worse environment. Maybe they don't have Christian parents. Maybe it's the limit of the discipleship in camp just ends at the end of camp time, and that I think is the biggest downside, because like you can hope that the kid comes back next year and then you can continue that, but it's like the great thing about camp is you take them out of whatever their natural environment is, shake things up, and you can talk to them about the gospel and their spiritual journey and all of the good stuff. And then they leave camp, maybe they don't have any of that anymore. And there's a nether portal here.
Is there?
Yeah, I'm in the portal room, and it needs one eye.
I bet you Nolan found this already.
Nether portal.
Nolan definitely had found this.
Remember, he told us he did. He had
That's
built everything
right.
except
He
one,
did.
and then he built like a thinking nether highway to get here because he was Nolan and he had too much time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ruining his
I love
portal.
Nolan
I don't
for
care. There.
Wait, where's this
Wait.
portal room at?
That was incredibly petty, but
I see you. Turn around. This way.
Oh.
Alright, well, now we found it.
Well, that was easy. And
Hey.
So let's
all
just
the
go beat
guys
it right now.
already do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have a water bucket. Can I get a water bucket from someone?
No.
No.
Does anyone have like iron on them?
Yeah.
Can I make a water bucket?
Yeah. Let me make up a furnace real quick. I was about to say, I don't have any coal.
We got some iron if you need some iron.
It's not.
I've been casually mining as we've been doing this. So.
Alright. Where did I place that bucket? There we go.
Oh,
Alright.
actually, you did it. Okay.
I was going to say,
I
honestly, the
haven't
dragon
finished
isn't
my
like
thought.
that.
I don't remember.
I honestly don't remember either. Honestly, the dragon isn't as big of a boss battle at this point just because of how many other things are in the game. And so the sense... What's that?
We should wait for Nolan, though.
We probably should.
We should get
He said in a voice that says he wants to go beat the dragon, and then
Wait, who picked
we
up
go
the
get
obby?
netherite armor.
Who picked up the obby from here?
The what?
The obsidian.
I did.
Wait, no, I didn't. I guess I thought I did.
Does anyone have a flint and steel on them?
No.
Actually, I have flint and I have raw iron. So
Alright,
I've
put it
got,
in this furnace here.
no, I have a better idea.
I already have lava in it.
I have a better idea.
Oh gosh.
First, I need to make iron.
Looks like Mark is way ahead of you.
Mark, you're doing what I was gonna do. Good job.
Alright. Landon, what do you think are some of the
Stay here.
strengths, what do you think are some of the weaknesses of camp ministry?
Ooh. Well, I think that there's quite a few that we could probably name. I think I'll say something different than Mark. I think I'm more on like a kind of like a more of an administrative side of things, of like if you are serving in camp ministry, I think that one of the most common things that you can experience is burnout really
Yeah,
easily.
That's true.
I think it's probably more frequent than a lot of other ministries,
Mhm.
in the sense that, you know, there's gonna be seasons of doing ministry where it's like go 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 go, and there's no fruit to it. If
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like there's a lot that goes on, and I think that there's a lot that can easily rack up if like you're not taking the right steps to making sure you're not falling guilty of that burnout.
If you put a block inside of the portal, it's not going to be able to light, guys. Including lava blocks. Do you have a flint and steel or no? Or are you just trying to be problem?
Deal.
Okay. Ah,
I was just trying to be a problem.
I would
Jacob, are you
expect no
going?
less.
Hey, Josh.
No, I think burnout's really big, especially because of the fact that so many people who are in full-time camp ministry. All right, let me get my bearings.
This is the board. Oh, this is that one. Okay.
Okay.
So our
Oh yeah,
main
there's the
thread-
tunnel. Okay. So we go this way,
come out-
guys. Follow me.
Hey, Ashton. Garrett's at the library.
Oh, I fell. There's a hole. I fell.
But no, especially because of the fact that so many people who are participating in camp ministry full time, you live at your ministry, and so you don't
Yeah.
really, as much as you can have like quote unquote time off, you really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like you
Father.
said, can lead to a lot of really difficult burnout situations because of the fact that you can't get away from it. You're just in it, period. Which has some benefits because, you know, then your ministry is your life, and everyone that you're doing ministry with, you're doing life with. But again, then you get burnt out, and if there's an especially difficult person that you're trying to minister to, you can really have a difficult time doing that. Yeah. All right. So while we're waiting for Nolan to get here to do the dragon, let's you two work on building a house like right over there, like right on the lake. What
We
kind
have
of?
to live together, or can I build my own?
I mean, you guys
house?
can build
Or
your own
do you
houses
to
if
be
you
No,
want
you
to.
must have the same house.
Okay, never
I'm gonna
mind.
go steal materials.
We're
from
gonna
you guys.
be.
Landon,
You guys know
are
how
we
much I
gonna be
hate group
roommates?
projects. I'm gonna make you guys do a group project.
Group project,
I hate group projects.
and I'm just gonna watch.
Oh,
Is Nolan back yet? heard of him.
No, not yet.
No. Let's
Mark,
see.
I'm gonna steal things from their houses, and then we'll build things out of that.
and then we'll
That's
build with
alright.
that. Okay.
I was gonna say, as long as it's not like
What
gems.
color scheme do we want to go with, Landon?
Say that again.
What color scheme are we gonna go with here?
There's nothing over
How are we
there,
gonna do
So
this?
there's oak logs, and dirt.
Landon. That's not my actual storage spot.
Sounds great.
Ooh,
Come, I'll show you where to steal from properly.
okay.
Are you bringing him to Landon's? Not Landon's house. To Nolan's
Ah,
Ah, and it's
Wow.
organized.
wow.
I love you. That's why I'm giving you all of this. Yeah. So I think burnout's a really big thing. I'll let you guys figure out what you want to build with before I ask another question.
house. No, you can keep asking questions. I can kind of multitask sometimes.
Ooh, okay, here, Mark, we got dark oak log, we got birch planks, we got cherry logs, we got
Acacia. It's like the orange.
acacia log. We
Okay.
got
I've
Yeah.
got
that's about it.
a stack of stone, and a stack of cobblestone, so I'm good to go.
Okay, I'm gonna take the cherry logs. That sounds cool.
I was gonna say that's kind of the vibe that everyone else in the world has gone for as well.
Yeah.
I've been different and quirky.
I'm quirky. I'm Ben. Anyways.
It's a smithing
Am I-
template.
In a good spot, Jacob,
Yep.
to start.
Up, I just dropped an anvil. No one step
Probably.
below my house. Random stuff is falling.
come and
from the
check.
sky.
While
Oh,
I'm checking,
Great.
my next question that I had for you guys, especially in the context of, you know, you both have worked and attended, and now Landon, obviously you're going into a position at camp that is obviously very focused on the, did you drop your anvil in the lake?
I picked it up.
Very specifically focused on the staff. In your experience, what do you think was more beneficial to you guys? Do you think you grew more as a camper or a staffer? Yeah, this is a good spot. I can get you dirt if you need to terraform as well.
Sounds good. That's a really good question, Jacob.
Yeah. I would
definitely say. Sorry, Landon. You go
No,
first.
you go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, still polite.
I would definitely
I just
say
talk
that there
over
are
everyone.
great benefits to both.
Mhm.
Like being a camper is great, helping at camp is great. For me, I think that being a camper was more beneficial for me, but because probably I was working at camp like full time all year round, 24/7. So the burnout was just
Real.
constant. But
Yeah.
no, there are definitely still awesome benefits to working at camp, like the people you get to work with, uh, studying, challenging yourself and other people, other believers. I would say for me, bigger benefit was probably as a camper,
Mm-hmm.
getting to get to know my cabin mates and talk to them about their spiritual journey, because at camp you get all kinds of people from all over, all different stages in life and different points in their spiritual walk, and it's really cool to both be able to encourage other campers and to be encouraged by other campers.
Yeah. And do you think that was partially influenced by the fact that you were like not just a kid who went to camp a lot, but like
Yes.
being a kid who lived there, period, like with your family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Thank you, Jared.
being a kid at camp, like even as a camper, I still had jobs to do that were like, if there was a like a kid who maybe didn't have any friends that came with him to camp and he was still trying to fit in, like it was my job to get to know him and help encourage these other kids to participate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which was something I really enjoyed, because getting to know people, especially who are feeling down and left out, it's nice to be able to help and encourage them.
Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know that that was part of what you did, but no, that's because that is very real. Like a lot of kids, you know, who go to camps without like their youth group as a whole, do at some point experience that like everyone else has friends and I don't.
Yeah.
And usually by the end of the week they figure it out. But it can be a really difficult first few days if you are that kid. Just trying to figure out where's my place in this pecking order of all these people who are already friends. And how do I find a
camp
fit?
especially, yeah,
No,
camp
I'm not.
especially, because there's lots of like cliques of groups of people. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's the group who, you know, goes to church together and then all came to camp for the same week to just mess around and have fun together.
Mm-hmm.
You have the group of kids who all came to camp last year and they're seeing each other again for the first time since they did camp together all last year. And then you have the kids who are new to camp or new to the area, and they're trying to meet new people and realizing, oh, all of these kids already have friends. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. How do I fit into this new group of people who already all know each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Landon? What do you think? Better, or what helped you grow more as was it
Yeah.
a staff or as a camper?
I think for me it was probably more. I felt like staff was more of a benefit to me in growing my walk with the Lord.
I would fall into that camp as well. Just
Yeah, I think that camp had it, or like being a camper had its perks. I think it was good for me to kind of experience that and get like that kind of have like that camp high and develop and have Christian friends. But the problem for me was that those Christian friends like were in Canada.
Yeah.
So and then I'd go back to home and I would have no Christian friends. Like most of my, middle school, high school years, I really couldn't tell you a single like solid Christian friend that I had in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think for me it was just more of a benefit of staff, because like that's where I, had to learn to develop a heart of service, like to know what service was truly like. you know, like I still vividly remember my very first day on staff and how miserable it was.
Mhm.
Of like, we were picking weeds off of the beachfront at camp
Classic.
because that was like the year after COVID, so nobody had used the beach in 2 years, so it's
Yeah.
covered in weeds and everything, and you can't weed whack it, you know, you have to pull it by hand.
Mhm.
And I just remember that entire day just complaining and being so annoyed with what I was doing. And like just afterwards I was like, man, like I had a really bad attitude
Mhm.
in doing a sucky job, you know.
Mhm.
And I was like that for me, like that was like a turning moment for me. I was like, okay, if this is my hard attitude to serving and having like a poor mindset in it, am I in it for the right reasons?
Yeah.
You know. So I think that's like really kind of where it turned for me, and like that was probably one of my favorite summers on staff, and like just kind of seeing that change in my life of like, okay, God, like how are you using me here, and how can I have a better attitude to the situation that I'm in, and like how can I take joy in doing the jobs that suck, you
Yeah.
know, like how can I use that for your glory.
Yeah.
And so I think that for me, and every year like on staff, it's definitely been progressively like, harder is not the right word, it's been more challenging in the sense of like I've been able to take on different leadership roles and be in different positions. So I think it's been cool to see how each year is different.
Yeah.
So like my first year, obviously, like it was like kind of that development of having a heart of service and learning what that was and how to do it. And then the year after that, I got thrown into leading ropes course out at camp,
Nice.
and like I hate heights.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, God, like how are you going to use my fears to be able to relate with campers on a ropes course where, you know, I'm terrified, but now I gotta make sure that other people are safe out here.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see like how like I could relate to campers and like talk with people, and they'd be like, you know, I'm terrified of being up here, and I'd be like, dude, I'm in the same boat. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather be down on the ground, you know. But I think like it was cool to like just kind of have that demonstration and use like the rope that's having you clipped in as like that aspect of like in our own lives of relating that back to Christ. Um, and then last year, I got to be an RA, and you know that was a whole another ball game of like making sure people are going where they need to go, and like I had to learn how to communicate better, and how I was like, you know, because I'm teaching guys how to do things for the very first time
Yeah.
of doing things on staff, and it's like, okay, well, you got to do this, and you know, so it was kind of cool in the sense too of like, you know, showing guys where I messed up in doing a job or in a job leading, and showing them how to do it right the first time rather than making that same mistake that I did,
Yeah.
you know. So it was cool to be able to do that, and again this year will be a completely different story again. Like I'm gonna have to learn how to be more intentional in my conversations with people rather than just having a surface level conversation.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I would say for me, like even though I definitely enjoyed my time as a camper and seeing how God was working in my life and in the view of creation, but I think that overall for me it's been my time serving on staff that I think has really helped me develop a more in-depth relationship with Christ.
Nice. Yeah.
So
I was gonna say those sucky jobs are always the ones that get you. Like,
yeah,
because I feel
Raking the
like
forest.
I feel like it's almost intentional. And I mean, Ben's been in more of this role than I have, so I don't know. He might be able to say if it's intentional, but I do feel like there is a certain extent of like, once you have this sucky job, you bond with everyone else who had this sucky job.
yeah,
That's a side effect
why
for
is-
sure. Sometimes it's because the sucky job does need to get done. Sometimes it's because there's nothing else to have people do, but you don't want all the staff just sitting doing nothing.
Yeah, and you don't have the time to teach someone, so you just say, well, go do this
Yep.
because it sucks, and you'll figure it out. And then Isaac Dean said, one of my favorite parts of camp was seeing kids come to Christ, and you could see them start to grow in the Lord in the small time you had with them. I also like to see them come back a year later and see how much they have grown. And then in reference to the like having a bad attitude, he said, I had the exact same experience, except I didn't have to pull weeds. So bless up for that.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I think in what he was saying of like seeing people come back year after year, I've been able to see like really cool like experiences of that, of like so I used to counsel boys camp. I used to be a junior counselor, and it's been cool like being on staff and still seeing those same campers that I had when they were like 9 or 10 years old, to the point where like some of these guys are gonna be on staff with me this next summer.
Yep. I
So like
started having that recently, and it's a weird.
That was always
weird
my
moment.
favorite thing.
yeah, it's gonna be weird, I feel like, but it's gonna be cool because it's like,
Good weird.
okay, like
though.
I was able to be a part of their life at this point in time, and
Mhm.
and now they're here wanting to serve the Lord.
Yeah.
You know.
I was gonna say that was one of the weirdest experiences. The last summer when I went to speak, and I had Zach was one of the counselors, which was a super fun week. Oh, there's another skeleton horse over
Seeing
here.
like Noah on staff.
Yeah, but so I'm there speaking for a week called Guy Camp or Guy Stuff, and as I'm looking at the counselors for Guy Stuff Week, I'm like, I literally had these guys in my cabin when I counseled Guy Stuff Week.
Mhm.
You know, and it's like now these guys who, it's such a strange like self-fulfilling system when it works how it's intended, that it is like the as you go through the stages, you're like, oh my gosh, all these kids who now like I either was annoyed by or enjoyed serving, you know, depending on who they are now, you know, serving as well. Which is always one of the coolest things.
Yeah. I think there was one time, I think it's even cool of like just seeing some people kind of breaking out of their shell almost too. Like I remember there was this girl, I was doing ropes course, and she signed up to do ropes course like that day or something like that. And for that camp, they it's like an adventure camp, and so they like go to a lot of different places throughout most of the week, and like do hiking, do cliff jumping, stuff like that. And this girl's goal, her goal was to be able to cliff jump at the end of the week. Like she had a terrible fear of heights. And so she purposely signed herself up for the ropes course that day, so that she could learn how to conquer that fear of heights. And I kid you not, like this girl probably did not, like she just basically sat on that first platform for about 45 minutes.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And like didn't move. Like we're on like the lowest level, and like she's just petrified, like just terrified of like going across this one obstacle. And it was cool because you know, I was like, you know, just encouraging her, being like, you know, you made it up here, like that's a win.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna take that and we're gonna run with that.
You already made it farther than you thought you could.
Yeah, and then it was like a slow push of like, okay, like let's try going like 3 feet and you can come back. And she'd go 3 feet, and then it'd be like, all right, let's, you know, go, you know, halfway or something like that. And I think that's the most that she went. But it was cool because at the end of the week, she was about to leave and like get on the bus and stuff like that, and she came up to me and she said, you know, I went and jumped off or did cliff jumping. I jumped off the cliff, and it was so much fun, and I just want to say thank you for helping me. And I was like, you know, like those are like the most, you don't get that often, but it's like super rewarding to know that like you were able to help them in what they were going through. You know.
Yeah.
And
those moments help make up for a lot of the sucky moments.
Yeah. And even it's even cooler because like a year later, this girl, we have a zip line also out at camp, but the thing about our zip line is you have to climb up like a 50-foot like telephone pole to get to the platform. So you're literally climbing up on just like these pegs all the way up, and then you have to get up on this cliff and then on this platform. And this same girl that was there the year before, she was at this same camp, and she came up on the telephone pole and was like so terrified trying to get on the platform, but then eventually got up, but then she stayed on the zip line for like another good 45 minutes. before she worked up the courage to go down the zip line.
Yeah.
And it was like just so cool to see how like she year after year was continuing to learn and to grow and to push herself and to open up more and to be more open about herself.
Yeah.
Like she was sharing with me about like her dad passing away from cancer that past year, and just talking about how like that was hard for her in her life because her dad was such a big role model to her. And it's like, you know, like just her vulnerability to share that with me at like such a vulnerable moment on top of a like 50-foot platform.
Yeah.
That where you're hooked up into a zip line. And it's so like those are the things that I love about camp ministry too, is just like being put in a vulnerable position to, you know, be more open than you've probably been open with anyone else in, you know, a year.
Yeah.
So so cool stories like that is something that like I very much value.
Yeah.
And even though they don't come often, they like make up for so much that happens in camp ministry.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, and I mean, we all know this, but like the fact of the matter is a lot of those stories happen more often than we know, and they just don't tell them you. You know, like there's so many people from when I was, you know, working at camp or attending camp or interning at camp, that like part of me wishes I would have told them more about, you know, how the things they did like helped me and changed me. But also like, I know that, you know, they were there to do that. And, you know, looking back, I should have told them more to encourage them. But also, you know, hindsight's 50-50. And so even when it's something as simple as like, you know, thank you for being there to help me, you know, get closer to the edge. You know, helping push you and make you grow. Even though that seems like such a small thing in that moment, like, oh, this girl was just sitting on the edge for 2 hours and didn't actually jump, and you know, but the fact of the matter is she wanted to do it, but she was also afraid the whole time. And so just the fact that someone was willing to take the time to sit down and encourage and push and help her grow and know that she'll be safe even while she's scared, you know, especially when she's going through a hard time, you know, if you know, with loss in her family, and just but having the time with someone who she can tell cares and is there to support her. Even though for us it's something as simple as doing a zip line at camp, for them it's, you know, it can have so much more implication of just this person cares about me and is encouraging me and is taking the time to get to know me and get to know my struggle, and then that translates so quickly to helping with the deeper spiritual side of things. And so kind of going off of that, what would you guys say is like one of the most you know, I need to turn down the Minecraft music. It just all of a sudden came on super loud. Geez, I couldn't hear anything anymore. I lost my train of thought because of Minecraft music. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So like with that, you know, what do you think is like one of the best, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this without it just coming off as the same question I already asked. But what do you think about camp is it that makes people ready to have those spiritual conversations? And we kind of talked a little bit about this last week, specifically in the context of being afraid, or not afraid, but trying to make sure we're not manipulating people's emotions. But how do you guys think camps can go about that well without it coming off as just spiritual manipulation? I don't know if that made any sense.
It does make sense. I think that a big thing about that, like, change in someone that makes them, you know, want to open up more, first off, is that they're not in their normal environment. They are, you know, they're far away from home.
Mm-hmm.
They're surrounded by staff who their only goal is to help support this person, help you, and I think that just by itself is
there you go. You were suffocating in the ceiling.
Oh, how do I get out of this?
For
hit shift.
That aspect.
Yeah.
Left shift.
Yeah, getting out of your normal environment and put in a situation where you're able to be open and honest with yourself about things, whether it's something as simple as fear of heights and learning how to overcome that, or something deeper like figuring out how the big thing that I always talk to kids about is how can God love me for even though everything I've done, and it's again such
Sorry,
a
guys,
strange
not to ruin the
comparison.
deep moment.
No, you're
But
good.
Juan just kidnapped Landon.
Juan?
I accidentally got on him and I can't get off of him.
My donkey.
Oh, gosh. Is
And
he
keeps
up in
running
your
into- Yeah. Here, I'll teleport you
gosh.
to me so you can see.
I can't get off of him.
I'm trying to
I don't
torch
know
up
how to
Mark's
get off
area a
of
little
him.
bit here. So
See?
left
get off.
shift, left shift.
Crouch.
I don't know how to crouch. That's
Oh,
the
he's
thing.
gonna hit the head again. Go,
No.
Juan, go. Torture the
No,
prisoner.
No,
What?
Juan.
What? No.
There.
Juan's gonna kill Landon.
I
Hit
can't get
escape
off.
and go to controls,
I would say, tell him must have it set to something weird.
and then go to keybinds.
Wait, is it options?
Controls.
Yes.
Oh yeah, options, controls, keybinds, and then scroll down. Or actually, you might not even have to scroll down. And it's right at the top. It's sneak.
It's left alt.
Left alt. What the heck is Kellen doing?
Wow.
That's strange.
Ah,
There you
there you
go.
go.
Yay! And now you can crouch. Woo! I like that you
Yay,
stole my
I can
extra
crouch.
shield because I didn't want it anymore. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Isaac Dean said, I just finished my freshman year of Bible college and I got to see some of the people I helped at Camp Now at college, and it was cool to see them after being campers taking another step in their walk. Yeah. And that's one of the big things, being able to see people grow through camp, which again is very difficult in some senses because of the fact of the matter that it's a temporary community oftentimes. And so the discipleship part of it is very difficult. And like the follow through afterwards, which we talked about a good amount last week. What do you guys, since that's actually, right now on my mind, I'm very organized when I'm writing down my questions. What do you guys think the responsibility is of camp for after the week is over for campers,
Hey, get out of
if
that
any?
chest.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Do you think camps need to have some form of follow through program, or is it literally just, once the campers leave, they're on to the next group? Cool. No.
sorry.
No, you're good.
Question me, but
No, you're good. It's kind of a big question.
I was joking with that. So ask the question again.
Do you guys think that camp has any responsibility for the kids after the week is over?
That's a good question.
And again, differentiating between campers and staff, because obviously staff are a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, I think it's definitely like the campers' responsibility to not let that spiritual high die at camp.
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously like the spiritual high of camp is a very real thing. But it's so easy to lose it if you put no effort outside of camp to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think like that's probably where I went wrong so many years of camp is I'd get up on that spiritual high, but then I would never ever try to seek out Christian friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were some years where I did and I never really had a friend that I would say that was truly Christian, but like I think that there was more of that responsibility on the camper to, if they're not involved in a church, to get involved in a church, of even just going to church. Like, there's always the excuse of like, well, my parents don't go to church and then I don't have a ride. Well, no, like if you have friends that go to church, if
Yeah.
you can walk, like there's resources that you can take to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. There's always a way.
Yeah. So I think that yeah. So I think that there's a responsibility of the camper to do that. I think that there can also be a responsibility with the counselors too. In the sense that that they're, if they care about their campers, like if they're truly showing that they want to invest in them and in their spiritual life, like I think that, or sorry, in their walk with the Lord, like I think that it comes down to even being accountable with them and checking in on them, even if they're, miles and miles away from each other. I think it's still important to still develop that relationship. And again, like if you're gonna see them at camp the next year, of like, okay, like I've established this relationship, I don't have to deal with that awkwardness again. I can just pick up where we left off. Because I remember I had a counselor that would, I think this is when my last year of JV, maybe he was my counselor. Like he did a good job for like the first, I think maybe like first couple months of checking in on me. Like we would play Fortnite together.
Nice.
Like when it first came out, like for a couple months, and then like I think that life got busy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I never had a relationship with like that with a counselor where he truly cared of how I was doing and like how life was going with me outside of camp.
Yeah.
So I think that like there's that kind of responsibility too. And I've also, there's been things of like I think at varsity camp, one thing that I've seen a couple speakers do is like they'll have people fill out or like write a letter to themselves, and like then that speaker would send out those letters like 6 months later. So like that happened this year, like for varsity, we got to like sit down in on the chapels, and I did that of writing that letter to myself. And like I got that letter like in mid-January, like, and reading that letter just made me like I was almost in tears, like of just like of me over the summer being so worried of what my life would look like right now, and just seeing how God like was still working in the midst of what I thought at the time was going to be a huge struggle. So
Yeah.
I think that there is a responsibility on both sides of the party of making sure that that spiritual high doesn't, it's not going to be in the same context, it's not going to probably be the same level of that spiritual high, but there's a steep difference of just going from mountain high to valley low.
Yeah.
There's you can at least sustain yourself somewhere in the middle for the time being.
Yeah.
And I think that responsibility falls on both sides of the category, both campers and counselors, along with program staff as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. I like that writing letter to yourself. I might actually use that this summer.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Like it was like I read it and I was like, dang, like it was cool just to see like I think I probably wrote about I think I was writing about like how I was like so concerned with how basketball was going to look this year and how like the team was going to look, and if I could be an effective leader in that. And it was just cool to like even just realize of like, okay, God, like I had all these fears and these concerns, but yet you were still there for me, and you still were alongside with me in this. And you didn't let me just struggle through it alone. And yeah, it was cool because like I was reading in the bean, like, and I had to leave because I was like almost in tears. Of like, this is like, I needed this right here, right now. Like that was the encouragement that I needed in that moment.
That's awesome. No, I had never heard of that before. That's really cool.
I don't know. My thoughts with the counselor follow-up thing. It's a good thing. I do wonder how many camps would allow that though.
Yeah, I've heard of camps like that are like that they have like a no contact outside of camp.
We were at least strongly discouraged from contacting campers after camp. I don't remember if it was an actual rule or if it was one of those things that's just not done. But
I was never told that rule, but also,
yeah.
I don't know if it was a rule at my camp or not, but I had a leader ask my parents for permission to contact me after camp, and asked a couple other kids in my cabin when their parents picked them up at the end of the week. He asked that he could contact us and communicate with us, follow up, and also this was one of my favorite things the leader did is, so at my camp we were given Bible verses throughout the week that we had to memorize, and they would earn points for our team and the overall competition. It was very competitive. But my cabin leader had this hobby where he would turn coins into these really cool rings. And he brought a few to camp, would show them to all the guys in our cabin, and he said, to everyone who does all of their memory verses, I will make you and send you one of these rings. And so me and a couple of my friends, we thought it was the coolest thing ever. So we tried really, really hard and got all of our memory verses done. And then we got those really cool rings. And then anytime you would wear it, it would make me think about all of those Bible verses I spent hours trying to memorize, and then about that cabin leader at the time at camp. So that was a really cool tool that my leader used to do that follow up, and I thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
That's a very creative way to get follow up happening. I like that.
Yeah, I had never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's really cool. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Better.
I always kept up with like some of the campers, but it was less of a. It was. I personally didn't offer it. Oftentimes, it was more of a if they asked, I'd give it to them. Which again, I don't think was technically allowed. But.
Yeah, our director too has a lot of concern over the child safety stuff, which is very good for someone in his position.
Yeah.
But that was. I have trouble seeing him allow that just in case.
Yeah.
But I will say our camp also. Okay, there are times that counselors had to be. You needed a lot of counselors, and you can't ensure that every single counselor is an app. Like background checks and stuff were still done, but
Yeah.
you can't always ensure that every one of them is an absolutely stellar Christian or whatever. So you
it's really difficult for camps to confirm that.
Nolan.
So it's one of those things. If you can get a good counselor, that sort of thing works great. But depending on the camp and the size of the camp and how well they know their counselors, I could see that being a situational thing.
Yeah.
Again, it's a really cool idea, and it's really great that like when it can work. Just I don't know. Again, it's interesting because it sounds great. It is something that I don't think we would ever have gotten past at our camp.
What conversation did I walk in on? Sorry, I'm
camper follow-up.
Yep.
And
Okay, that's important.
What the responsibility is.
Here.
It is me, Ben, Mark, Landon, and now you. I think Joe was sick.
Dream guest on my podcast.
Dream guest on my podcast. Mark and Landon.
Nolan gets here and the IQ of the call drops by like 10 points.
Nolan and I were making lots of jokes about JoJo Siwa yesterday on Discord. It was a good time.
Why?
I think Dean, who's in the chat, said, I always give the campers I counsel my phone number and address so they could contact me if they needed anyone to talk to. Honestly, I feel like because of the fact, I do think that there is a difference between getting their contact and giving them yours.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because then if you give them yours and you don't ask for theirs, you're giving them the opportunity to reach out if they need it. But also, it's not like I have your information.
That was always my rule too. Campers could add me, but I wasn't allowed to add them back until they turned 18.
Yeah. Yeah. All of my cows are dead. When did this happen? Landon.
Nolan's gone.
I didn't kill all of them.
There's
Why
like
are you
6
here?
left.
I only killed most of them.
Nolan, thank you. I take back the arrow.
All right, well, time to go to Nolan's farm that I replanted and steal some wheat. Awesome. All right, now that Nolan's here. Once you get yourself geared up, Nolan, we'll go for the dragon fight.
Really? Already?
Yeah.
What should I bring? What should I pack?
You should bring.
What should I
Okay,
pack?
you're gonna need this exactly. You need 14 stacks of dirt, a stone sword, a crossbow, 5 arrows,
And several beds.
and no, a bucket of lava, and 1 uncooked fish.
The
I think
that's a
I'm
really
the only
specific
one in
list.
this group who's good enough to bed bomb the dragon.
Jacob,
Oh,
how
and then
would-
he said not all of them in my cabin, just the ones that came back after Chap. Just to clarify. Yeah, no worries. I was gonna say that is one of those gray areas with camp that's like technically it's a liability, so anyone like camp lawyers would say don't do it. But also the realistic part of it is we're working with people, and to do proper follow up, you have to be open. You have to open yourself up slightly to some liability. It's unfortunate, but it is the way it is when you're doing ministry. You can't be 100% safe all the time.
I
No.
would say that's the reason I think camps need to be very diligent about who they allow to counsel.
Yeah.
Because again, if you can get good counselors, that sort of follow-up can have huge impact on people's lives. There were a lot of counselors that I had as a camper that I wish had followed up, just because they were good guys, and I would have liked to know them more and be able to even just communicate. Okay, which camp are you going to be at next year, so I can potentially be in your cabin club.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really ever an avenue for that.
No. I was gonna say the two. Sorry, I'm feeding my sheep, so my chat is probably annoyed by the screams. Okay, there we go. Now I'm out, and I can hear myself think again. Probably the two counselors that I had that I did like actually talk to afterwards, like long distance. There were actually a couple of the Greenville guys who I kept up with for a while. How are my chests today, Landon?
sorry.
They-
Wait, what happened? What happened? Oh,
Nothing. I
Why
didn't shoot you through the wall. And then I kept up a lot with Boris and Tyler.
obviously.
And Tyler's one of the guys who I wish I had told a little bit more. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, Nolan. Who I wish I had told a little bit more about, like how much some of the stuff that he had done with me did for me. But again, hindsight's 50-50.
It is
2020,
2020.
whatever.
2020.
It's been a long day. I'm just gonna say that. It has been a long day.
Who broke all my bushes?
That might have been me on accident trying to put Landon out. Gonna be honest.
or it might have been me. I really
We
don't
have
know.
no idea what's been happening, honestly. We've all just been kind of running around doing our own things.
Put a lot of
Ready to go.
All right.
Hang on, I need like 2 minutes to gear.
Okay, I'll run over and check on Mark's progress. But yeah, because like, for example, talking about that sort of stuff, he was a guy who, when I was interning, which was not the best period of my life, I'll say that, to say the least, which is actually kind of what I'm talking about a little bit at youth group tomorrow. But anyways, he was a guy who sat me down. We were making syrup in his garage, and he helped me think through, what do I want from life? And was one of the main reasons why I ended up going to Bible college and going into ministry, was because of that conversation. And I don't think I've ever really told him that, but at some point I will. Now he's got like 3 kids.
Yeah.
So he's a little busy.
Good for him. He'll
Yeah.
make a great dad.
I
knew
agree.
him too. I worked with him for a couple years. He was a good guy. I have regrets about how I said goodbye with him.
Yeah. Yeah. I always liked Tyler. He was a good guy for me.
Yeah, me too. Cool dude, that Tyler.
How's it going,
Hmm.
Frank?
Good man,
Welcome
Landon.
to the chat.
I'm joking.
Let me know how you found us, if you don't mind. Also, be sure to like and subscribe if you're hanging out in the chat. We're about to go for the dragon here. Nathan is in the chat. Nathan said, hi, Frank. Hi, Nathan.
Frank Ortiz?
I have no idea. It's literally just someone named Frank.
Hi, Frank.
I've seen
Hi,
this
Frank.
Frank in chat before.
I don't know if I've actually seen this Frank in chat before or not. I can't remember.
He was here last week.
Was he?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's right. He was. I was gonna say. I try to remember.
I need a bucket of lava.
I was joking, Landon. Don't take anything I said seriously.
I'm taking it very seriously.
You could
Landon. I'm going
probably
to do it.
bring some
Good.
stacks of dirt. That's probably not awful.
I have
I have a
1, 2,
bunch of
3,
stacks of
4, 5,
cobble.
6, 7. Okay, I have half of the dirt that Ben told me.
I brought a water bucket and my elytra.
I'm
Why
so
are you
proud
bringing?
of
Oh yeah, I was being dumb. I was
I
thinking of
have
another.
a bow.
it. Here, I'll go
And
get a raw fish for you.
I have spectral arrows.
Oh,
Where'd you
Nice.
get those?
Did you get those from my chest, Landon?
No.
I'll take that as a yes. He said. He said, "I'm an OG of Pastor Jared." Nice. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I think I do remember you from last week. Pastor Jared.
There
For anyone
we
else who's in
go.
the chat, Pastor Jared VGM, someone I'm partnered with. He does Fortnite streams 4 days a week, and he's much better at Fortnite than I am.
I got raw salmon, boys. We're
Landon.
ready to fight.
All right, I'm gonna go through the portal, not the end portal, just
Not
the.
the-
Oh,
yeah,
okay, actually, I'll wait. Wait, actually, let's all stand in front of the portal, and I'll take a screenshot.
Yeah, you're just selling out for the thumbnails, buddy.
I am.
Says the
Okay,
man
where-
who
I don't know
climbed
where
the
the portal
Colorado
is.
mountain in a bubbler t-shirt.
Hey,
Here, wait.
hey,
Stop
hey,
crouching.
hey.
Stop crouching. Stop crouching.
And who got engaged to the case of bubbler.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was about to say that
Alright.
You
too.
got engaged with bubbler.
Look at the
That's
sun.
low.
Look at the sun,
Hey.
Landon.
They did comment on my
They did. Beautiful.
post. It's kind
That's
of cool.
funny.
All right,
That's
those
hilarious.
screenshots will be posted somewhere later. All right, where's
I
Nolan
don't
and
know where
Mark?
to go.
I'm at the portal. I
nether
thought you were
portal.
waiting.
Oh, okay, I see.
Wait, I thought you were waiting at the nether portal.
No, I'm waiting at the end portal.
Oh, okay.
How did you get to the end portal?
He has his own nether
He
portal at
walked
his
there.
base.
Nolan's just got his own
Okay,
whole
actually, yeah,
like,
this way.
nether
You could
highway.
literally just go through the nether and you'll find it.
Yeah, I know. It's
we found
actually
yours.
yeah, I think that's his home portal up there to the left. Frank said I miss his Minecraft vids. Yeah, because he used to do some Minecraft stuff, and then he recommended you in one of his vids and something about a new Minecraft server. Yeah, that's me. Oh gosh, I hear a ghast run.
Guys, should I aggro the pigman?
No,
Should I do it,
Do
Jacob?
it.
no,
Do it.
no.
Do you remember which portal in the? Do you remember which portal in the
Oh, I just straight
Yeah.
up killed
in the nether will take you to the end portal?
Yeah, I'm going through it right now. I was in his old streams. Nice. Hi, Mark. Oh wait,
This is the wrong one.
this is the wrong portal.
No, it's the right portal. I just broke it by accident.
How do we use it right then?
And you might have to drop me a flint and steel so I can. It's relit. It's relit. Okay.
What are your coordinates, Nolan?
This is not where we are supposed to. Wait, are we? gonna help them?
38. Yeah, 38. 2176.
Oh shoot,
So this portal is now on the surface.
Nolan. Actually, that might have been us when we broke it earlier.
Ah! Uh-oh.
No, because when we went back through it, it wasn't
There's
the
a
right spot.
slight problem.
Yeah.
What?
It's gas that broke the...
Yeah, the portal's broken on the other side.
Uh-oh.
I don't know where I am over here. Interesting. I'm coming back
There's
to
another
you.
nether portal at
I'm not getting stuck in the nether.
-8 290.
Wait, where are y'all, you guys?
Alright, I'm coming back through. Ben, you stay there. This is
I
the
mean,
most
me and Mark
annoying.
are in the nether right now, and we
Alright,
didn't...
honestly,
Yeah, we're just chilling.
Ben, just teleport. Teleport them to us. Not Nolan, just teleport. So Nolan, you're 38 2170.
I'm
Oh,
scared.
hi Nolan.
guys.
How did you get up here?
Went back through the portal.
Oh gosh.
Oh, there's
wait, there's
another
another
portal
one right
here
here.
now.
Yay.
Why? What
It's Y -5.
2170. So right about here, I'm gonna dig down.
We're all here. Gang's all here.
Gang's all here.
What's Mark's
Oh.
username? There it is.
Mark Legend 76.
Yeah.
Or you could do MAR and then.
Oh,
Don't
I figured it
teleport
out.
me. Don't. I was
Oh, oops.
Oh.
Were you actually where you were supposed to be?
to the. Okay, that's fine.
Jake,
do
Mark,
I
it
use a
doesn't sound
third-party
fine.
client? Yeah, I use Lunar Client. I think most of us, yeah, all of us except for Landon use Lunar Client, but Landon doesn't really play Minecraft all that much. He's using someone else's computer. So that's why that's not his name. Yeah. Did you guys have any? All right. While I'm mining here, someone else come up with a question about camping or something to talk about.
Have any of you ever gotten a rule put in your camp rule book? Your staff handbook?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Of course you have, Nolan.
Nolan is
A couple of
appropriate.
A couple of my friends are responsible for duct tape getting banned at camp.
Yeah, I've
that's
heard that
fair.
one.
We've
actually.
heard this one.
Yeah,
Have we all
basically
heard this one?
they duct tape a kid into their sleeping bag.
Yeah, that builds character.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for the part where they left him there and then went to dinner.
Okay.
Builds character.
Yeah.
I mean, it still builds character. I'm not changing my mind on that. Of course, I'm usually the one who likes to do the pranks, so
I'm telling all my kids that we're doing no pranks at camp.
that's
'Cause
smart.
It's just not worth it.
Good.
All right,
If you
I'll
go
go
around
Should we
in
put a
first.
bed down and I'll put a respawn here?
Oh, yeah, someone else do it.
That's a smart thing.
I
Tell me
have
how much damage this does to you guys.
Jacob, Nolan, no. Back off.
What?
We don't have time for your shenanigans.
How do I get out of it? Oh, okay.
You crouch.
My ball point's set.
Alright, I'm going
Did you
for
go in
the-
already, daughter?
Yeah. But I have good enough gear. Unless I get knocked into the void, I should be fine. And at that point, I'm not saving my gear anyways.
Alright.
Um, Isaac said I loved messing around at camp. Yeah, honestly, that was some of the best time. Just goofing around as staff.
I got more out of it as staff than as camper. But I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have been staff if I hadn't been camper, so
Fair enough.
both have uses.
Alright. I have a new PC and I haven't used my bow much on it, so I need to relearn how to shoot. Oh, Dragon's Breath, get down.
These 14 stacks of dirt is really coming in clutch right now.
See? It wasn't all bad advice.
Um,
Fish may not be the most helpful, but... Okay, how many crystals do we have left? I've shot a couple.
I'm being bad at the game right now.
Don't worry, I'll carry.
One time we crucified a stuffed monkey in the staff dorms. That is beautiful. I
Jacob, you remember the
love
bear?
that. Yes,
You remember the bear.
I do remember the bear.
So, on one of the roads near our camp, I don't know that it was actually a camp staff responsible for it, but I also wouldn't be that surprised if it was. There was this ancient teddy bear, like on the,
Like nailed to a tree.
It was chained to a tree, yes. No one knows how it got there, how long it had been there. And, you know, it was there for like 4 years. So it got all rained and soaked and all moldy. And it would just lay there in the tree, and you'd see it every now and then when you were driving past. And one of my friends talked once about taking one of those like Halloween decorations and taking the red
And
eyes
how did you get that achievement?
by grabbing Dragon's Breath.
I'll save it for when we respawn the dragon.
Here, Nolan, take a glass bottle. So next time Nolan. Next time we have Dragon Breath. you try to grab
Somehow I've angered a lot of Endermen.
Jacob. We're not here for them.
I'm not here for you. I definitely wasn't listening to Hamilton at work today.
Wow.
Oh, this is cinematic right here. Screenshot.
Ignore me ignoring the fight completely just to grab potions.
It's alright. Someone's got a bunch of Endermen on them. Nathan said there's a secret challenge that some people in my camp did where you had to streak to and swim in every body of water at the camp. Pool, lake, and river.
Yikes.
That was wild.
That is funny.
I have a version of that where I try to pee in large bodies of water that I come across.
Ben has tried to pee off my balcony at every single apartment I've lived in.
I should have done it the one weekend I was babysitting Hamilton. I really should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna catch a case, buddy. Don't do that.
No, no one could see
In Dubuque?
It was just trees behind it. It's Dubuque. No one would care. They think it was just normal.
Make sure you're not standing in the portal when we kill the dragon, otherwise you don't get anything from it. Nathan said, we can't believe you should have caught wind of it. They said anyone who did it would get kicked out. Fair enough, honestly.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Did Nolan just fall through?
that was me. I thought I could build over it.
Wow.
Can you teleport me back, Ben?
Where's all the XP at?
I guess.
Where's the XP? Wait,
Did
how
it not
do
drop any
how do you get
XP?
the egg? How do you get the egg?
Here, you have to. Here, stop punching it. You have to put a torch underneath it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Here, drop it to me so I can get the achievement.
Do not give it to Nolan.
No, don't give
I
it to
need
Nolan.
I want the achievement.
He'll do something
Here,
stupid.
drop it to me, Landon. Drop it to me, Landon. Forgive me. Don't stand in the portal. Yeah, that was bad.
If
No,
they can have
Landon, no. Landon.
Powder, I'll give the egg back. Let me get the achievement from it.
Landon was just running towards the edge with it.
I'm
Well,
tired
now
of this.
what do we do?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Just jumps off with it. Landon, no, come back. Landon, no.
Alright, boys. We need to colonize this place. Let's start killing the natives.
Oh, gosh.
Or, yikes.
All right, that's it. We kill Landon. No, I'm kidding.
No!
All right. I has?
How did you get here?
No. Back off, Mark. I has?
Drop it, boy. Hey, I was helping you.
All right, whoever can hit me first gets it. Oh,
Hate you. I heard my ding.
I was
hit
thinking of it something else. I don't know who hit me first. Ow, 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 ow.
I
Drop
swear
it.
to God.
Yes. Okay, we pass it around. Everyone gets the achievement.
No.
Participation trophy.
Except I got it back. All right, I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna go put this. Okay, actually, yeah. Let's pass it around, and then we'll need to put it somewhere safe before one of us dies with it.
La 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 la.
No!
Where did Ben go?
He went through the portal.
Ben. Meanwhile, Landon's about to die from all the Endermen he's accidentally shot.
Jump into the portal, Landon.
I did.
You're only
Don't worry.
Meanwhile, Nolan's going to find the end fortress thing.
No, I came back. I want to get the egg achievement.
All
Yeah,
right,
about
Ben.
that.
Where are
The
you?
egg is safely in the fortress.
What do you? What does that mean?
I mean, it's by our spawn point now. I left it there and then I came back.
Wait, where? Oh, like in your house somewhere?
No, in the fortress, because we all used the bed as our new spawn point.
Oh, I did not.
Well, that sucks for you. The
I'll bring
egg-
it back.
No one got it. Where'd you guys go? All I see are a bunch of... Oh gosh, whoever you are, they are trying to kill you.
All right, I'm gonna bank a
know,
bunch of
it's
stuff, and then we can start exploring the end.
All right, how do I get out of this end credit scene thing?
You can just hit escape.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, cool, 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 cool.
Cool, 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 cool.
Don't scare them away with water.
I'm killing them.
Kill them. Kill them now. All right, let's see. Put all that back. I don't need quite this much stone.
All right, guys. What's your camp story that is the most likely to get you on the Youth Group Chronicles podcast?
Huh.
Oh gosh.
I don't think I'm gonna share that here. Actually, no. I know for a fact I'm not sharing that story here. I take it back. Unequivocally, no.
Which one is it though?
Okay, never mind.
Like, give me a hint, because I probably know it.
Super glue.
Ah, yes, that would be a good one.
That's all I have to tell you.
That's all you gotta tell me.
Alright, now it's time to start
one, though.
exploring the end.
Yeah, I'm just running around with my, looting 3 sword and getting ender pearls.
I should probably get rid of some things. Nah. Unless I get invited back.
Yeehaw. You never know. I mean, the season's almost over at this point, but
At this point, they'll probably in season 2.
For
yeah.
the EM episode. We'll invite Landon for that.
I want to get Mr. Riley on an episode. I think that'd be
You
so
probably could.
funny.
It sounds like he's started playing Skyrim, so I mean, once you go down that rabbit hole, Minecraft's
Is
not
he
very
playing
far.
Skyrim? Oh, I
Yeah,
have
bro
to
is down bad.
That is crazy.
Bro's
do we
got a
know what he's,
doctorate,
do we
though,
do we know
so-
what what his species is?
No, we don't. At least I don't.
Brow.
Why are there two portals right next to each other? This is kind of strange. Okay, cool. All right. Now, where did I dig down?
Where are you guys?
I'm working my way back to the fortress.
Hmm.
But I can't remember where I dug down at.
It was in like a ravine.
I was not in a ravine. I just
Yeah, you
dug.
were.
The first time we dug down was in the ravine.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like
You're
how
close
most of the
to it.
Endermen are completely fine with me picking them
Oh,
off
I
one
found
by
the
one.
ravine. Okay. What was I gonna say? One time, basically, all the guys just raided a cabin with Nerf guns. Nice. That's a solid prank. Just raiding the cat. Classic Nerf guns.
A prank that hasn't happened at my camp, but like people have schemed up of doing, is do you guys have golf carts at your camp?
We have a
One.
golf cart.
Okay, so
They're very careful about who is allowed to drive it, especially after we let someone who wouldn't normally be allowed to drive it, and after a week he had managed to get rear-ended by an actual car. So
yeah, so
Yikes.
basically at my camp we have like several golf carts,
okay.
but like they have like the canopy on top of it.
Yeah.
But anyways, the prank that has been thought of and has been like measured out and deemed up of is like trying to, so you remove the canopy from the golf cart.
Yeah.
So it's just like the golf cart itself, and then you take out the batteries and everything. And it has been found that you can put you can tip the golf cart on its side and get it through basically any door at camp.
Oh gosh, that's amazing.
So what we
Dude,
have
it's
like
killing me.
thought of and have always wanted to do is put the golf cart in the girls' staff dorm and leave it in like their main lobby, and then basically like just put it all back together and have a fully functioning golf cart just sitting in their main lobby.
That's
No,
actually
the thing-
super funny.
Great.
The thing to do is to what my camp did. This is before my time. Apparently, they brought a canoe into the girls' staff dorm, ran a hose through the window, and filled the canoe with water, so they couldn't get it out.
That's so beautiful. I
Yeah.
love that.
I'm going to answer a
I
question
think
real
I
quick,
do.
so I'm going to just randomly talk.
There's a plastic guy put a buffalo head in the freezer.
Where did you get a buffalo head? That's
Frank, thanks for joining. I usually stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or either Monday and Tuesday, or let me rephrase that: Monday or Tuesday and Thursday. That's my usual schedule. I hate doing this. If you want, I sent the Discord join link up above. If you join there, or you can follow me on Instagram, Pastor Bowder VGM, and either of those spots, you'll be able to see. I usually post my stream like announcement on Instagram, and then also share the link on Discord. So if you join those, follow me on Instagram, do all that cool stuff, you'll be able to figure it out. And stay up to date as things change. I have a pretty busy normal schedule, and so streaming is kind of like the backseat project that I do when I have time and the desire to do it. So follow me there, and you'll get all the cool updates. But I'm gonna unmute again and see what they're talking about.
But there's these guys that woke up like super duper early in the morning,
Mhm.
and they got like a whole bunch of industrial plastic wrap,
okay. Yep.
and they completely wrapped the girls' staff dorm in like saran wrap so that nobody could get in or out of the staff dorm.
Oh boy.
And so all the girls got like, they were gonna come out and get ready for like breakfast and stuff like that, and they couldn't get out because they were shrink wrapped in their building.
Have you seen the meme where it's like how guys get ready for camp versus how girls get ready for a day of camp?
No.
It's like girls' breakfast outfit, activity outfit, dinner outfit, theme meal outfit, and like a million other things. And it's like, guys, shirts optional.
Sure, optional. Honestly, yeah, it's kind of real.
We actually had a version of that once where a guy just shoved a bunch of weights in front of a door that was in a basket, and again, the staff director kind of lost it because he was something fire risk. Oh gosh, Landon, don't die here.
Ah!
Come back down. I will help. Something fire risk. Something stupid. Something don't do this again.
That's
Wait,
your
what
extra
was that
camp.
one? Was that when we put weights in front
That
of the
was
girls'
not-
door?
Yeah, I'm low key
Yeah,
about to die,
that-
Ben. I'm not gonna lie.
That's when it was. There you go. Here, have some food.
That was the night that I snuck out.
Oh, I
'cause
forgot
thought
that
we
was
were
the
gonna
same
hang
night.
out, and then all of a sudden they wanted to do pranks, and I said, okay, I'll do like a prank, and then they started blocking all the doors, and I said we probably shouldn't do this,
Yeah.
and they said no, we could just push it, and I said okay, because I was dumb, and then yeah, then the pranks went downhill from there, and I'm not gonna say anymore. Which and everyone knew that I had snuck out, but I was like, yeah, I'll fess up to that, like whatever. But I didn't do that, and I'm not gonna snitch because snitches get stitches. Isaac
know if
just
you
said there was always the
remember-
one kid who never changed all week. Yeah, I feel like that
Yeah.
was Nolan.
I did that once as a counselor, where I
As a
dropped off a kid in
counselor?
the same t-shirt that I picked him up
As a-
in.
Why would
I thought you meant
do
you didn't change all week.
No, I didn't.
Is that any
No,
different
you're
from how you live
correctly.
your life now?
I dropped off the kid wearing the same t-shirt that I've been wearing when his mom dropped him off, and I had not taken it off for the entire week.
Gosh.
How do you live that way? I'd feel so nasty.
I did. It was boys' camp. I don't want to talk about it.
Landon, I'm gonna explore around on the platform so I don't die trying to bridge. But no, Jacob, I was actually gonna go with you guys that night, and then I ended up talking to someone after the lights were out in the bunk. So I was
Yeah.
still talking to him when you guys left, and all things considered, I'm glad that worked out for the best for me.
Yeah. Yeah, Isaac just said I always had to tell a few kids to change. Yeah, there's always.
All right, so
those
you guys
few-
came to a mandatory shower night the last night of camp?
No.
Yes.
Did we do? Okay, so let me tell you guys a story. So we did mandatory shower night, right? The last night of camp, every single kid in camp had to shower.
Okay.
Which is a good rule. Except for
You
kids
have to
refused to shower, and you generally have like 60 boys at boys camp.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
And so with that many kids to get through the showers, you could only do max of like a 3-minute shower.
Okay.
Anyway, so in order to get all the kids through the shower, generally one of the guy counselors would act as the shower marshal, and he'd go around with a little like stopwatch and make sure that all the shower times were being enforced the right way.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
And we
Hear how this went wrong.
we upped the ante with shower marshal, and we started carrying around a bucket of ice water with us for it.
There it goes.
And if a kid wasn't out of the shower in 3 minutes, we dumped ice water on him, and we offered like a record to whoever could take the fastest shower. So I think the record was like 8 seconds, and it met all the criteria. Like it wasn't not a shower, but kids were like washing their hair in the sink and like walking around camp with like just a towel on, so they could be ready to go into the shower at like a moment's notice and get their full 3 minutes.
So what you're telling me is that
It ended
you
when
guys-
people started calling themselves the shower marshals became shower
Nazis.
different
Yeah.
kind of military leader.
Yikes.
That's the only.
They dumped a bucket of water on a kid one year. Like they went as far as like they got rain slickers. They carried a giant Bluetooth speaker around, and we're like walking or like pounding on the showers with like a metal bar on like the shower rod, yelling like 30 seconds shower one.
Gosh, yeah.
It has not been done since.
As usual with everything that happens at camp, it got taken too far.
Yep.
But
Under camping.
We also they
what you're saying,
recently
though, is
changed
that-
a really good rule that I appreciated a lot.
you
On the
guys
last morning of camp, you would have a contest to see who could clean their cabin the fastest.
Yeah.
And whoever cleaned their cabin the fastest would get to go to the pancake breakfast first. But you couldn't start cleaning your cabin until the appointed time. And if you started cleaning your cabin early, then you got that it was a no-no. You couldn't do that.
Really?
See, but the problem with all this, Nolan, is that by making them shower quickly, and by making them, oh, there's a different portal over there, and by making them clean quickly, you're keeping them from doing a good job because they're trying to, like, if you're showering in 8 seconds, you haven't actually showered.
Here's the
True.
deal. I didn't care. I wanted to go to breakfast early, and if they went home dirty, they went home dirty. I once sent a kid home with half an eyebrow shaved off.
What?
That's not related, but also that's amazing. That's not a good thing. I'm sure the parent was not happy, but
Ben,
Yes,
were
this
you
is-
the one that put down these torches?
yes.
Okay.
Are
So-
you
From
guys
what I
also
understand,
exploring
the only
end?
reason his mom was upset was because his sister's wedding was the next week.
Oh god.
Where are you at, though,
Gosh.
Ben?
But also, that camper in particular had Down syndrome, so it was one of the things where I probably should have been watching more carefully.
Yeah.
Oh, did he
And
I
where
will
did
say
you
this
guys
last weekend when we were at camp, I did tell all the kids that they were either showering at night or in the morning, but they were showering at least once while we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
at
of
my
the fact
camp,
that they were
we
all like
do,
coated in dishwater.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
Ben,
We
The
where
do-
did you
dishwater
guys-
is not a valid reason to not shower. I had kids not showering one year because they were on dish crew, and quote, dish crew doesn't have to shower because we're around clean water all day. It's like, no.
One of
Hilariously
them tried to make that joke, and I said, absolutely not. You're showering. You are coated in gravy juice.
Under the ban.
Isaac just said, when I was a camper, I would sprint to the shower so I didn't have to wait in line. Honestly, that was always me. Either that
It's
or
a
I'd wait
mood,
until
dude.
like the end of the night, because that way I didn't have to worry about going quick. And I didn't have to worry about other people like being in the bathroom while I was trying to shower. Because camp showers never have great curtains
No, or water pressure.
or water pressure. But if you wait too long, then there's no hot water.
Yep.
I am very far away, and I still have not found an end city yet.
I think
I
I see
found-
a portal in the distance, so I'm gonna try to see what happens if I can walk.
I
into
found
it.
the end city, but there's no elytra in it.
I'm with
Is
Ben.
that because you already took the elytra?
No. It just doesn't have one. It doesn't have a ship.
Okay. How does this thing work? Let's see.
I feel like my render distance is not loading in as much as it should be.
I'm getting materials.
I'm looking straight down so I don't accidentally anger Enderman here. I wonder if it's a shader setting. We had a lifeguard that claimed he didn't have to shower because he was hopping in the pool all day. Yikes!
That's still
course you
gross.
did.
That's so gross.
I mean, I
Lifeguard
was a
moment.
lifeguard, but I still was like, I'm showering.
How is this?
I don't have any wood.
I was gonna say I can't build a trapdoor because I don't have wood either. I don't know how this is supposed to work.
I have a trapdoor on me if you want
Maybe
to
we
teleport to
can
me and
swim
then
into
teleport
it?
back to Landon.
Hang on.
That did not help
Yeah,
my
I
case
think.
here at all.
Hang on. If we can, I've got an idea. If we can
Alright.
swim down a 1-block corridor, I think that'll help us get in.
Also, while you guys were talking earlier, I totally almost walked through a 1-block hole and fell into the void. I just barely missed it.
Good job, Jacob. Well played.
Everybody's done it once. Everybody knows the rules.
I would have screamed because I have all of my stuff on me.
Okay, I'm trying to swim. Wait, no, I want it in that block.
Honestly, at this point, like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get home because I have no idea where the portal was at.
Okay,
Counting on Ben for a teleport.
how do you do the thing where you're swimming and you force yourself to like crawl?
You sprint while
It's
swimming,
a
but it has to be like you have to be in 2-block deep. Are you trying to get or you can do? Do you know how to do the trapdoor trick to get into that position?
Thing is,
don't
I don't
have
have a
wood.
trapdoor or wood on me.
I have a trapdoor on me if you want to teleport to me and then teleport back to Landon.
Hmm.
I have guys, I have a sword with Bane of Arthropods 5.
Wow, that's
Good for
super
you.
useful. All right, Landon, don't die. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Landon dies right away.
Crazy.
Jeez.
I'm trying to remember what some of the questions we were wanting to continue talking about from last week were.
Yeah, we should have honestly probably brushed up. I was at my youth group kids band concert tonight.
I was gonna say I think we had good discussion, just kind of talking about it before you got here as well. You can listen
And
back.
it's
to it
also
at some
really
point.
good to just get more perspective on it too. So I'm sure it
Yeah.
was great having Landon and Mark around. I got to listen into it a little bit with like half an AirPod in at one point, but not a lot.
Okay, I got it, Landon.
Oh, I think I just found you guys.
Oh, wait,
Hi,
now I'm
Landon.
back to... And I'm back to the original place. Okay.
That's L's. Ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
Hi, Landon.
Well, I think I'm going back to my house because there's not much more for me to do here. I hate
No, I want to
exploring
find an
into-
elytra, but I don't have enough blocks to keep really exploring. Did you guys come from? Where did you come from, Landon, to get here?
There's a
Like,
trail of torches that
over this
eventually
way.
kind of
Okay,
leads
I'm gonna
back.
Yeah,
keep
there's
wandering
one.
this way for a little bit longer then.
Okay.
I'll come
And
with you.
exploration got a lot easier when they added like getaway portals around the map, because you can literally just run around ender pearling at islands.
Yeah, if you have pearls.
I don't
I
have
did.
pearls.
Brother, you are surrounded by Endermen.
Yeah, but the problem is I accidentally got a fire aspect sword and it doesn't have any looting. So it's such a pain
Oh.
to kill them because they're just teleporting everywhere.
Yeah, that's like the worst possible sword setup for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I kind of regret getting fire aspect. I generally like it because of the higher damage, but I just don't think.
It
I-
sucks if you're trying to pick anything up from something, though.
Yeah, I like it for food. Or like
Yeah, but also you lose all the experience from.
That's true. Did you guys have any other like thoughts or things you wanted to talk about camp specifically? We've got about 10 more minutes here, and then we're at 2 hours.
Dang.
What would you say to a parent who's thinking about sending their kid to camp for the
Mm.
first time and is concerned about what to expect?
Oof.
I'm gonna be off for a couple minutes. I might hop back on. I might not. See
Okay.
you guys.
Bye, Ben.
Bye, Ben.
I'm curious because that's something I'm really passionate about is getting kids to go to camp.
I'm just gonna.
And right now I'm in a position where, as a youth pastor, I have a lot of kids interested in who like I would love to see them go to camp, and they don't necessarily have a culture of going to camp at all. And so what I feel like I find a lot of is parents who are like, "Why camp? Like, why is camp good for my kid?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's from a place of like, they also want what's best for their kid.
Yeah.
And I think what's best for kids is camp. I
Yeah.
think camp is a great option. I think it's something every parent should send their kid to at some point. I'm extremely passionate about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably go the route of just, going from talking about personal experience. You know, camp is where I really found my faith and really grew into who I am. And I think that's its strength. And anyone who is looking for owning their spiritual journey for themselves, I think camp is really the best route to go about that. Here we go. All right, so you're gonna just hit that down, and you'll automatically put you in crawl,
Yeah.
and then you just crawl on through. But just talking about it from that point of view of this is how it helped me when I was growing up, and so it would be very beneficial for your kid as well. What do you guys think?
But like, I think a lot of times not to knock your answer, I think it's a good answer, but
Yeah.
I think sometimes parents are less inclined to listen to a personal experience story
Yeah.
because I think that while personal experience is great, there's a need and a want, especially in parents with their kids, for like some, I guess, measurable effects and impact.
Mm.
Like, which is I know I'm making the question a lot more difficult to answer, but
No, you're good.
because my first inclination is to answer personal experience too.
Yeah.
I would tell them a story about how, as a leader, I was able to help another kid get over something that they were struggling with.
Hmm.
I had a kid one time, I was cabin leading for boys camp, at a cabin full of young boys, and one of them who just liked to get in fights. It was his favorite thing to do. He would get super mad, and I was able to have a sit-down, long conversation with him about, maybe getting in fights isn't such a good idea all the time.
Mhm.
And long story short, by the end of the week, he was much more open to stuff than he
Does
was.
does the city that you found have anything good at it?
I didn't
I
find
don't
one.
think so.
Oh, Mark found one. Since Ben got off, I
Definitely
came
no.
back before I accidentally died and needed creative mode. No, yeah. I mean, that's a good, because it's not as much on the side of personal experience, but like, here's something that it helped me realize or helped me grow in my ability to help others. Not as much like how did it help me specifically, but how did it help give me the ability to minister to others and grow through that. Which I guess is still kind of personal experience. But again, I feel like that's kind of just where I'm going to end up at for the majority of that concept. Because, that's just my experience with camp was from my personal experience. So I feel like that'll kind of be the natural fallback. What do you think, Landon? Any thoughts?
So I was kind of spacing out there for a
you're
little
good.
bit, but yeah, I don't know. I think in the position that you're in, Nolan, I think I don't know. I think it kind of just comes down to the relationship that you have with the parent as well, and developing that, and I don't know,
Yeah,
just
that's good. Relationship
developing
determines response.
that trustworthiness of it. You know, like if it goes with any relationship that you have with a person, like they're not going to trust you unless they know you and you are serious about developing that relationship. And
Yeah.
I think too of like if you're developing that relationship with their child and showing that that you're a trustworthy person and how you are taking care of their child, like at youth group, I think that like even though like I know there's gonna be protective mothers out there, stuff like that, but if you're showing that you're
Every youth group's got him, bro.
yeah,
Mhm.
but if you're showing that if you're genuinely invested in their child for the right reasons of wanting them to grow more in their more in their relationship with the Lord, I think that like any parent should be more than willing to trust that there's benefits to camp ministry.
Yeah.
One of the first things that I heard from my like first youth ministry mentor was just the phrase "relationship determines response," and he said that's going to be true for everything you do in youth ministry. Like in every case, your relationship with people determines their response to you.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
I think that's like, I mean, I'm saying this as myself as well. I feel like it's really easy to overlook not just that you need a relationship with the kid, but the relationship with the parent as well. Because it's so easy to just be like, oh, I'm doing youth ministry. I'm focused on the youth, which yes, you are. But part of that is ministering to the parents and getting the parents' trust.
Yeah. I think too, also like the relationship that you build with their child too. Like if you have a kid in your youth group that they go home to like a family that isn't saved or that doesn't have godly parents, like the impact that you have on that child too, and the relationship that you build with them and what they're learning, like that can have an impact on the parents too. Like it might not be in a sense of like that the child is like ministering to their parents, which I mean that could be the case, but I think even just the heart change can be the difference in seeing like if you have, I know that these are just kind of hypothetical situations, but if you have like a kid in your youth group that is struggles with like anger issues or something like that, or like just is extremely selfish, like seeing that heart change in their own life through acknowledging their need for a savior, like that could have such a huge impact on the parents too. And
That's
seeing
huge.
how like their life has changed for the better, and like how like that they have found rest and peace in knowing a savior, like that could have a huge impact on the parent, and that opens up that ministry even so much further as a youth pastor, because now you have an opportunity to introduce the gospel to those parents as well.
Yeah.
And inviting them to not necessarily sit in on like what goes on during youth group, but just to be able to come to church on Sunday, or to get them involved in some way or aspect too. So I think that there's also a bigger ministry field there too of that's why you should develop that relationship with the parent, because there's just so much benefit to that as well, of starting with getting to know their child and developing that relationship with them, but also developing that relationship with the parent as well, so that they can learn to trust you more, so that then you can have that opportunity to invite them to camp as well.
Yeah. That's also a good point. Like even with the camp thing, it's like if the parents don't trust you, they're not sending their kid with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, I'm killing sheep. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. I'm putting torches in Mark's house
Thanks.
because it is very dark.
You mean our house? You mean
Yes.
Mark's house?
Yes, you and
Even though
You
Mark's
I
mean in the
have
house.
middle of the
contributed
street,
anything.
bro?
I don't get that reference. I'm
You
gonna be
looked at
honest.
our house, Landon?
No, I don't even know where it's at, brother.
You know, like our house.
In the middle of our house,
There's nothing inside of it. I'll let
in
you
the
fill it with
middle of
stuff.
our house.
Oh, I got the perfect thing to add to it, Mark.
Okay, you do that.
If I can ever get out of this place.
What is it?
Oh yeah. Kellen has joined. He's come back from work.
Helen,
All right, Mark. Well,
Thank the Lord. I love that Kellen's back.
dream
No
guest on
way.
my podcast.
are you serious?
Helen?
Oh. Kellen just said that somebody pooped on the floor at work.
Yes.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
hey, Jacob,
quit.
Jacob
I
has
quit.
experience with that.
Yeah, I used that as one of my sermon illustrations. The time I was at Walmart and I saw someone's poop on the floor
That's wild. Okay, wait, where's Mark's? Where's our house at?
over here.
Here,
Oh, I can see it.
someone want to TP me over there?
None of us have that ability since Ben's off.
Oh,
Dang
okay.
it, Ben.
Oh, dang, I'm lost in the end and I have to. Okay.
Yeah, I did not think that through.
I didn't either. Oh well.
Alright. Well, I gotta go kill some Endermen for some pearls, I guess, because I'm stranded.
Mission rescue Mark and get him home.
When Emmaus did a Minecraft server that one year,
Hmm.
I regret that I played on it. And I'm not ashamed of saying that on podcasts, but one of the ways that I died was because I was in the middle of the end, and I was flying around with an elytra trying to fly around, and somebody said something in chat and it was like something stupid, so I went to respond to it, and while I was responding, Enderman punched me off a cliff.
Yikes.
Nice bed, Landon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, so we just rounded 2 hours. Do you guys have any last thoughts or anything that you gonna say or promote or whatever?
No, I'm
Send your kids to camp.
Send your kids to
Or-
camp. Use code
I think
Landon on bubbler.com.
I was gonna say, like, I think it's good to at least like experience it,
Yeah.
at least just once. Like, I think camp just in general is something that, like, I don't think everybody necessarily needs to be involved like in camp. Like, you have to do camp ministry, but I think it's good to at least get that experience to understand like what some of like kind of like a taste of what we're talking about. Of
Yeah.
What camp ministry presents.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, your kid doesn't like it and they never do it again. Or you don't like it and you never do it again.
Yeah.
But then you'll have that experience and know whether or not it's an area that you can grow. And I mean, why wouldn't you want to try out a new area that you can grow in? Because growth is always a good thing. But with that, I think we'll end off here as Landon's shooting me. Did that just bounce back at you? Wait, do that again. That's awesome. But thank you guys for joining for this week's episode of BibleCraft. Stay tuned for season 2. Season 2 will be expanding the roster is kind of the plan. But we'll see what that looks like as we get there. So follow me on Instagram, Pastor Bowder VGM. Join our Discord, which is in the description. Subscribe, like, and stay tuned for the next streams or updates or videos. At some point, I want to edit all of these BibleCraft streams into videos. But now that there's 11 of them, I might start that with season 2, because that is 22 hours of content to edit down into videos,
Yeah.
and so that will probably not be happening with
Let's-
season 1 of BibleCraft.
I feel like we could hire a youth group kid to do it.
Yeah, unless someone who's currently watching is interested in video editing for little to nothing pay, but that's besides the point. So thank you all for joining.
I will give them a bubbler.
Landon will sponsor you with Bubbler. So thank you all for joining, and we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.